Hey, this is Steven from Qbox.com. Right now we are talking with Nolan Gerard Funk. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Steven?
I am doing very fine. So you're in this upcoming Nickelodeon film Spectacular. What kind of first attracted you to wanting to do this project?
I would say the first thing would be that I have a lot of respect for the message behind the project. I think it really encourages people of all ages to step into their greatness and really go after their dreams. I think secondly, I have a lot in common with the lead character whom I play, Nikko. We both have a love of performing that we had since a young age, and just like Nikko, I've always been someone who would pretty much not stop at anything in order to go after achieving my dreams.
Yeah, well, Spectacular seems like it's going to be a very singing-oriented film, obviously. Did you go through any vocal training in preparation for the role?
Yeah, definitely. I'd obviously been singing since a really young age and have a really great love for music, but they got me a vocal coach on the film, this guy Eric Vitro, and we worked together to record the album. I'd never been in the recording studio before this film, so it was so exciting to just get in there and start recording the music.
Yeah, well, aside from recording the music, how was shooting the actual film for you?
It was the funnest creative experience of my life. I mean, shooting, I would say my favorite numbers to shoot would probably be the beginning of the film. There's a song called Don't Tell Me, and I feel really passionate about it just because I can really relate. It's all about not conforming and having people, telling you to do what they think is safer, like, get a real job, which is something that I definitely heard a lot growing up. But it has a message, and it's not really about defying authority. It's just more about defying, when you have people sort of telling you to do things that don't really apply to you, that aren't really that are just discouraging you. And I think it's really important for everybody to pursue whatever they're passionate about. I would also say that shooting Break My Heart was definitely one of my favorite parts. It is this old rock and roll song, and recently I actually performed them at the Hard Rock Cafe Times Square, which was so exciting. And I think that there's I just think that the music is really fun, and we had a really talented cast, and everybody got along like they got along like family. So it was a pretty awesome experience, man.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds it. Well, we'll get back to your performance at the Hard Rock. I have a couple questions about that, but watching the trailer and kind of reading all the hype about Spectacular, a lot of people are making high school musical comparisons. First off, are you a fan of those films at all?
I'm a big fan of musical movies, for sure. I thought, films like Grease, Hairspray, Saturday Night Fever, Moulin Rouge. I think those are films that definitely paved the way for other movies like High School Musical. Mm-hmm. And I definitely could see why people would want to compare it. And quite frankly, I would be thrilled if we were as successful and found our audience the way that High School Musical did. I think Spectacular is really unique in its edge. I think my character Nikko has a pretty dry sense of humor, and it's pretty sarcastic, and definitely keeps it real. And so that's something about the film that I'm really proud of. I think that I like how it's been set up, that the songs don't really narrate the story, that it's more of a music movie. I guess you could call it a musical, but not really. I mean, it's sort of more a coming of age, coming of rock star story. And I think that everyone who is a part of the film is really proud, because I think it's something that everybody can relate to. It's that universal idea of following your dream, whether it be becoming an astronaut or becoming an engineer or becoming a rock star. And I think it's also something that, to be honest, like, I kind of wish I would have seen Spectacular when I was a young guy. When I was, when I say that, I mean, like, I was 8 or 10 or 15 or 16. I think that it definitely although it does have dramatic stakes, I do find it to be an uplifting piece to watch.
Okay. So Spectacular is premiering February 16th. Do you already have set plans for how you're going to celebrate its premiere?
Well, to be honest, it kind of depends what city I'm in, because I've been traveling a lot lately. But I would say wherever I am, I'm definitely going to gather a few of my close friends or family members and watch the film.
Okay, so you've done a lot of television, you've done a lot of movies on television, and you've been in movies. In your opinion, what differences are there between acting for the small screen versus on the big screen?
Well, with Spectacular, I just treated it like it was going to be on the big screen, and I just took on the role as if I was carrying a feature that would be seen in any medium. I don't really think there is a difference. I think if you're committed to the heart of the story, if you are committed to and you relate to the character you're playing, which in this case, Nikko fit me like a glove, and we had, there's very subtle differences between the two of us, and I just treat it like everything else, man. I think it's about understanding the story, not really about the medium. I think there's definitely a difference between performing on a stage, maybe, than performing for film or television. But in terms of the two, I try to not separate them as much as I can.
Well, let's talk about performing on stage. You just mentioned that you performed at the Hard Rock in Times Square just a few days ago. How was that experience for you?
It was incredible. I'd never sang for a live audience before, other than in Spectacular, and it was really my first live performance on stage. So to be doing it in somewhere so historical like the Hard Rock Cafe, Times Square in New York City was freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
And just knowing kind of the history of that place, and that before, when it was the Paramount, like the fact that the Beatles and Bob Dylan and Sarah Vaughan, the fact that all these great musicians had performed there, I definitely felt proud to be sweating in the same space.
Well, having had that experience now, did that kind of inspire you to want to branch off and do maybe a music career on the side as well?
Well, you never know what can happen. I love singing and I love performing on stage, and I just hope that there are lots more opportunities for me to do it.
Cool. Well, I know you've got a lot of projects in the works. What else can we expect to see you in? Maybe see you pop up in the next couple months, maybe?
Well, in the next couple months, I have some sort of appearances on television coming up. Like there's an ABC show that's going to be airing this year called Castle, and a movie for ABC Family called Triple Dog. But in terms of movies, I have a couple that are in development at the studios that I'm not allowed to disclose the details at this point.
Okay.
But I would say one of them is one of the most original context. It's like a classic. It's like a retake on a very archetypal classic story, and it's just really exciting. I feel so grateful to have everything going on right now that's going on.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all the questions we have got for you today. We have got